What's up, everybody? We're on episode number 3 of the Madera Martial Arts podcast. We're here with our guest.
Daniel.
What's your last name, sir?
Topete.
Luis Bustillos.
And
Marco Rosas.
Young Michael.
I didn't even know his last name, guys. I'm just kidding.
I just show up here so I don't get fined.
All right, guys, let's get some stuff out of the way. This is show's brought to you by Red X Pest Control. Our good friend Bobby Gutierrez was kind enough to sponsor our show.
Hello, my name is Bobby Gutierrez, President CEO of Red X Pest Control. My cell number is area code 559-479-0485. I am your local pest management professional here in Madera, California. Hope to talk to you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
I love Bobby, man. That guy.
He's a good dude.
Yep. Have you guys ever rolled with him?
Yeah.
Rolled up a
Smooth.
few times.
Cool guy.
Did you say rolled through?
No, rolled. Like
Rolled a
Brazilian.
few.
Oh, I thought you said it rolled through, and I'm like, damn.
No.
Rolled a few.
He does Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Great guy. Great supporter of the gym. I mentioned a couple times I used to play soccer for his dad. Again, Bobby Gutierrez, Red X Pest Control. You can reach him at 559-479-0485. Let's get into it, guys.
What's happening?
What's up? What's cracking? How's your guys' day going so far?
Just another day in the pandemic getting through.
I appreciate you guys coming, man. It's kind of hard to get out of the house sometimes. Busy schedule, especially you two. What you guys been up to lately? You guys traveled anywhere, sir?
I recently came back from Portland. I think I went like about 3 weeks ago. It was pretty fun. Had a lot of good food.
I'm not jealous whatsoever. This guy's always out.
Something slight.
This guy's always out traveling the world, where I'm slaving away on this mic.
This is the second week that you've had a guest on who traveled and you didn't.
Exactly. That's why I bring them, because they're cultured.
You got to live vicariously through other people sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I do. Hey, tell me about your trip. Oh, no way. I'll never go there.
I like to tell them that I'll go there, but I probably won't go there.
No, probably never go. Lewis, tell us, what do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? Let's just say I work for the state. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
He doesn't want to say. Can you lower your mic? This part right here. Lewis? There you go.
Right there?
Yeah, I do that every show. Just
Yeah, he's always like, can you bring the mic just a little bit closer?
A little bit closer. Or actually, a little bit further back. Actually, up. No, down.
Is this a control thing? Is that what
no,
it is?
no,
Is that what it is?
I seen it once or twice on a TV show. Lewis,
Yes, sir.
tell us about you and your family.
I've been a little different than Daniel. Staying home, still training at home, doing that. I got 2 boys. They're growing up, getting big. I have my boys in a different sport. They do karate down at another gym, and my son just got his black belt yesterday, or his black belt, excuse me, his brown belt.
Congratulations.
His brown belt, yeah. He's got to go in there and get beat up by multiple people. Kind of freaked him out, but he did it. He did it. Yeah, he got over it. He was freaking out, and he did it.
Yeah.
Kind of the same way I feel when you step onto the mat and see all these people ready to whoop your butt. But he did it. It was good. A little different though. I've been staying here. I've been trying to get back into the gym, and I'm slowly working my way back.
That's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah. Sounds, Then I got Daniel. I got Chris there waiting for me, pulling me back in, whether I want to come in or not.
Daniel, what do you do for a living, man? Give us a little insight on what you do for to pay them bills.
So I'm a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for a little over 4 years now. Been quite the journey as an RN, especially through the pandemic. It's been a new experience, that's for sure. That pays the bills, and then when I'm not at work, I'm definitely here at the gym training jiu-jitsu because I love it.
For sure.
And when I'm not training, I'm traveling.
To be fair, he's a nurse, but he's also the gym doctor.
Yeah.
So we just kind of go to Daniel, and he kind of fixes everything for us.
Hey, Daniel, can you look at this guy's arm?
Yeah, and I always end up the same. You just go to the doctor.
Go get x-rays.
Go get x-rays. Put some ice on it. Put some Windex on it.
Hey, guys, I mean, I probably don't. there's not a lot of positivity floats around in here. You know, it's all really negative coming out of me. But I really appreciate you guys. For you guys that don't know, Daniel and Lewis here, I couldn't I couldn't run this gym by myself. I have a lot of people. It takes a village. Okay, I'm not a. You guys might see it that way. It's a one man show, but it's not. I have a lot of people in the background, and you know, I cannot emphasize enough. I could not run this place if it wasn't for these two. There's other people involved as well, but you know, they're here, and I just want to put it on the record. I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
You guys are like my brothers to me.
Definitely.
That's why I wanted you guys, invite you guys on the show, and kind of just BS a little bit.
Yeah. I
But
think,
go ahead.
I think it's amazing what we have here and like how far we've come, especially coming from like having no gym to training in the garage to now seeing like the picture. They're seeing all those people, like how far we've come and grown. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. When me and Chris all started back, somebody made us a promise. They said they looked us dead in the eye and they said, "This is for Madera," and we're like, "Yeah, man, this is for Madera." Fast forward a couple years, they're gone, and Chris just says, "You know what? I'm going to do it," and we back him 100%. And he's been doing it so far, and that's why we're all here.
Yeah.
Because this is for Madera, this is for us, and anyone else who wants in.
Yeah. Hence the names, guys. We're big. We love our small little city. I mean, a lot of people are really negative about it, and I always feel like it is what you make it. I always feel like it is what you make it. If you think Madera's a shitty little town, you're going to think Madera's a shitty little town. If you think it's an awesome, great town to raise your family, guess what? I'm raising my family here. You're raising your family here. You're going to one day. It happened. It's a great city. It's a great little city, and like we needed Brazilian jiu-jitsu here. We needed a program here, an outlet. I know tons of people driving to Fresno, and I did it. Lewis refused to do it.
I did it for a little while, but then I
you
stopped.
Daniel's gone many times with me before we started the gym to Fresno to go train, and it gets old.
Yeah.
It gets old. You're tired. I gotta drive 45 minutes back home. Let me grab a bite to eat. It's a whole process, and to have it here in our backyard, it's a blessing. And again, I couldn't have done it without your guys. You guys were one of the first people I came up to, said, "Hey, would you guys help me out if I started the gym?" We were blue belts at the time. And like, what the heck are a bunch of blue belts starting a Brazilian jiu-jitsu program in Madera, And the same thing with me in kickboxing. I didn't know anything, but I knew enough, I feel like I did enough to start something, and where nobody else was, you know what I mean? And you guys are like, "Hey, we'll figure it out." A bunch of trials and tribulations later, I mean, I feel we're pretty successful. We're not 100% there yet. We're still learning. I mean, how do you guys feel about it?
I definitely believe the same way. Going back to what I said earlier, we were promised something for Madera, but that person wasn't from Madera, so they didn't get the same feeling. When you're younger, you want to get out. Oh, so I left and I saw some places, and I came back home, and I came back home, and I love it here. This is what we do. And we built this foundation. Fresno's great and all, man. They got good gyms and they got good stuff here, but we didn't have anything. And we weren't going to build anything unless we did it. And then by that I mean Chris started it, man. He started it, and we definitely support him 100%. And that's why we're here, and that's why we have so much pride in what we do and what we do here. And anybody and everybody's welcome. Come on down,
Yeah, I think when I think about Madera Martial Arts, I think about like how much we've grown and how much we will continue to grow.
Right.
Like the last promotion, when Coach Richard got his black belt, Troy was saying, and Matt was saying, we'd like to see a lot of black belts up here someday. And that's sort of like the vision. One day we're going to continue to grow and eventually have more black belts and get to the level where like these Fresno schools are, where they have multiple black belts. But we just have to grow that with time, and we're going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's for me, it's awesome where we're at. The mentors we have in the game. I mean, just the FYI, guys, if you're coming in here for striking, you're probably not going to get much of it. This is a really heavy jiu-jitsu podcast today, so
You'll get a taste.
you get a little tab. But the mentors we have, in this, we're affiliated with PMA, and the training that we got. I mean, belts aside, we're looking to grow. We're looking not member size. We're looking to grow physically and mentally. We're looking to grow as people. We're looking to grow as like I still consider myself a young adult. Like,
Reality check. Right?
yeah, no, but like, you guys know what I'm saying. Like,
That's stretching the term young adult, but
Hey,
okay, all right.
I'm there. Daniel's a young adult. I'm already
Daniel qualifies.
Daniel qualifies.
I'm gonna make sure to meme the crap out of this part of the
Hey,
video.
cut. Anyways, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Like we're trying to build, something that I feel that Madera didn't have before, and ultimately my goal with Madera Martial Arts is not about competition. It's not about winning and losing. It's not how many members we have, how cool our gym is, what belt we have, how many fights you have. I all that's out the window. First and foremost, my goal is to change lives. If I could change one life, for the better, I'm good. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that you guys seen people's lives changed here?
I would say first and foremost was my life, was our life. If you would have seen a picture of me and Chris back in the day,
Nah, he's lying.
we were we filled out those shirts pretty well, man.
Fake news.
We filled out those shirts pretty well, but we went in and we started it. And to come through this journey, to come here and have our own place to go and build yourself personally, I've been ready to walk out that door I don't know how many times, and I turn and these guys are blocking it, and they just turn me around, put me right back on the mat, and there we go. We've all gone through it, and we've all talked to each other about it, and it's built me as a person, as a not exactly a young adult, but as being in my age and seeing these youngsters come in, and they look to you and they ask you these questions. Hey, how do I do this? And you help them out. And instead of them being out doing something else, wasting their time, they're here learning an art, they're learning respect, and it's changing their lives. And we're doing it. We're doing it one person at a time. It's built myself, and it's built a strong friendship, a brotherhood amongst my peers here.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Not only is the gym an outlet, but jiu-jitsu itself has provided many benefits. Not only a sense of community, a brotherhood, but also for physical and mental health. When I started doing jiu-jitsu, started becoming very dedicated. Like, you start to think about your diet, like, oh, I want to eat clean, so when I train, I feel good. So you start to get fitter. And then as far as mental health, jiu-jitsu, at least for me, has been one of the biggest things to get over is social anxiety. I used to have massive social anxiety prior to training jiu-jitsu, and through jiu-jitsu, I became more confident, met people that were wiser than me, like Lou, who's yourself, Coach Richard, who would give me advice, and that helped me grow as a young man.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. So you went from being really shy. I mean, you're what? How many years younger than me? I'm like 38, so
I'm 27.
So 10 years older than Daniel. And when Daniel came in, he was really shy, like really, introvert. And now he's one of the main leaders in our program as far as teaching class. I go to Daniel a lot for certain techniques and certain things. And I pick his brain a lot because he studies more than I do. He's out, he puts in a lot more work than I do. But this guy is a encyclopedia of this stuff. I mean, he's going to tell you he doesn't know it all, but that's why we keep on studying and learning. But he's going from a shy introvert kid to yelling at a bunch of, not yelling because he doesn't yell. I have to yell for him, but instructing a class of 20, 30 people, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Prior to jiu-jitsu, when I was 18, I started jiu-jitsu in 2012, August 6, 2012. when I was 19. And around that time, I was very socially anxious. Like, it was crippling to even call Pizza Hut to order a pizza.
Oh wow.
And as you guys like witnessed when I first went in there, I was really shy. I still am a little bit shy, still naturally introverted. But the progression through the years of doing jiu-jitsu and also obviously other things outside of life, like reading self-help books and stuff, but primarily jiu-jitsu really helped me get out of that shell, become more confident, which in turn has helped me in my career. A lot of people at work tell me, like, how are you always so calm? And I tell them jiu-jitsu. Because when you have a 200-pound guy sitting on top of you in mount, you got to learn to be calm and assess the situation and get out of there. So at work or even in life, when something stressful is happening, you got to remove yourself, look at the situation and say, okay, I got to come down.
Chill.
What's the solution? Oh, this is the solution. Let's get out.
Yeah. Lewis, do you fil like jiu-jitsu has helped you outside of the gym? Like,
That's an understatement. That's an understatement. I went before I continue.
wait. I know Lewis outside of here personally. Like me and Lewis were friends before the gym, years before the gym, and whatever he says, I'm back him up on it.
Before I get into me, I just see going back to Daniel. Daniel would stand at the door and just kind of watch what we were doing, till eventually we invited him in. He'd come in. Daniel went from that to rolling with the guy in the snow because the guy said that jiu-jitsu couldn't beat wrestling. This is the guy that he met. So he's out in the snow, people, in the snow in Wyoming, rolling with this guy.
I never heard of this. What happened?
This guy, you want to tell a story?
I was in Wyoming and I was on a road trip.
When?
This was in college. This was probably 2013. I was still a white belt. And this guy was saying, like, oh, jiu-jitsu doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work. It's not going to work. And he kept, like, pressing the issue. And I was like, it does work, man. He's like, trust me, it's not going to work. Try it on me. So then he got rough with me. So then I think he shoots in for a single leg. And then I kind of just drop back, end up in side control. I mount and get an arm triangle. And then after that, he kind of calmed down. It was in the snow on a trail in Wyoming.
On a trail?
Yeah, it was in Grand Teton National Park.
That's crazy.
So were you guys like hiking on the trail and he was pressing this as you guys were hiking?
That's crazy.
What a weird time to pick a fight.
Yeah.
Like maybe at a cabin or something like that, but on a trail, like, bro, look around you. Relax.
If you're gonna pick a fight on a trail, you're looking for a fight.
Yeah.
You know?
And I thought he was joking around because he seemed like a very like joking guy. I thought he was joking around, but he was being serious the whole time. And I was like, oh, okay, you're gonna find out.
Yeah. Oh, you taught him a lesson. He probably enrolled in jiu-jitsu the next week.
If he was smart.
Did he tap? Or did he go out?
Yeah, he said it. He's like, okay, I got it.
That's crazy. I don't know how like I don't like to brag about this or even boast about it, but I've been in a couple altercations outside of the gym after I've been training the time I've been training, and I've never once threw a punch. It's always been I've always used jiu-jitsu to calm the situation down. Just simple one move. Hey, are you going to calm down? Yeah, like type of thing. So it's also good for self-defense.
That's great. It is, how it has helped me. Going back to that, how it helped me is when I was younger, hothead is being nice. I was
blacked out. He blacks out.
Yeah, I was during a fight, and that's what would happen. I was a hothead. I was cocky. I would do this. I do that.
He tried to fight me a couple times.
It was actually the other way around. Chris tried to, But anyways, it did. Jiu-jitsu gives you an option. Either you're humble or you get humbled, and once you get humbled, you can choose to walk out of the gym, or you can choose to continue on what you did, or to continue on with your journey, and that's what I did, and it's changed my life immensely. To be here, to even just be doing something like this, just talking with some good friends, sharing my love of Jim Croce with Marco over here, just meeting different people and doing stuff.
She ain't with the Croce, she ain't the one.
Daniel, I remember during your nursing program, that was really intensive, right?
Yeah.
You had to take some time off from jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I took about 2.5 years off.
See, like, this is how quiet Daniel is. I don't remember him taking this time off at all. I don't. It's like, Daniel, you take time off? I just remember you there all the time. I guess he's just that like in the shadows.
I was gone.
No, so you didn't train at all, did nothing, huh?
I think I trained a total of 2 or 3 times when I was in nursing school.
I did. I didn't. Did you notice?
Well, at that time we were still in the garage, right?
No, you guys were with over here in Thrive with Pedro.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole nother saga.
No, so for a while, so we'll give a little insight of us training. So gym opened up, gym closed, gym opened up, gym closed. We didn't run it, but I think we went through a long period of time where we trained in Lewis's garage, right? Yeah, Lewis went to the extent to he put um he your garage door, you put
I put the mat behind the garage door, the insulation.
the insulation in the garage door to make it like in the winter so it wouldn't be so cold in there. And then the summer he got this was crazy. I went there one time in the summer
bucket?
and he got this house fan, like the box, window fan, and he rigged a hose on it, a drip system, put a whole some mesh on there, and it had a bucket rotating, and he made a swamp cooler out of it. And dude, it worked.
Yeah,
for the summer.
That's jiu-jitsu, man. That's what we do. We didn't have anything, and there we are. Me, Coach Richard, Chris, Chewy, Daniel, some different visitors every now and then in a garage. Every day I'd take my cars out, I'd lay out the mats, somebody would come, would wipe them down, put the duct tape on. All right, what are we going to do today,
Yeah. It was just the type of dedication that we did. And I remember we opened up the gym we were affiliated with at the time opened up again, and I told him, look, if the gym ever closes again, I'm gonna open up a gym. We went and we did our thing for about another year, I think it was, and rumors were coming around that the gym was going to close again, and I was like, I need to start looking now. And fortunately, I made some friends in the industry, and we started off really, really slow. Actually, let me see. Oh, tell me about this, Lewis. Do you remember this day?
That was at the very, very beginning.
That was literally the first day.
Those are the same mats that were in the garage. Those same mats right there that we're rolling on, and we were just excited to have all this space.
This was literally the first day of Madera Martial Arts, guys. So if you guys come visit the gym and you see what it is now compared to, like, let's look at this is Madera Martial Arts now. This is literally day one. The same mats that we're using. That guy next to Lewis is my brother, by the way. First and last time he ever showed up. No, but kind of surreal, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Daniel?
That's insane. That was back when I was wearing socks and I was rolling.
That's
a long time ago.
Is that you or
I
that
think that's me trying to get on top of Turtle.
That's Coach Richard.
Let's go down the list, guys. Let's go down these pictures. What happened here, guys? Explain to us what happened here.
Purple Rain.
That's what we called it, huh?
That's it right there. That's it. We all got promoted to purple belt that day, after taking a ass whooping. And then you get up, what was it? 18 minutes, 20 minutes?
It was 16 something.
16 minutes of straight rolling.
Yeah.
You're exhausted, you're tired, you get up and you're an official purple belt, and you look at these guys and you're like, wow, man, we did it. Look at that. And you don't feel any pain. You feel great.
Look at Lewis.
Excited.
Clean shaven.
It all went downhill after that.
How'd you feel when you got your purple belt, Daniel?
I felt like I wasn't a purple belt, but it felt good. It felt good to be acknowledged of how far you've come.
I still don't feel like I'm good enough, but
same.
I still don't feel I'm good enough. I was good enough that day to get that purple belt, but every time I tell these guys, they tell me I'm crazy, and they tell me, hey, you are, and that helps a lot. That really keeps me going.
Yeah.
And of course, I feel the same for them. They're all better than me. It was a hard day, but once you're done, you feel you're so tired. You're so tired, and as soon as you get up, you pop up, you look around, it's all over with. You're a purple belt, just like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a long journey. Uh, we again, since I had 2 years of lapse of when Daniel, I'm just going to go. Me and Lewis had a pretty long journey. We've been training for a long period of time, but I and there's nothing against anybody in our past, but we probably went through our school probably went through like 4, 5, 6
Easy.
black belts, so it was kind of hard for us to get in under a right system, and we went through the grind. um, we affiliated ourselves with Pacific Martial Arts, and this is when we got promoted. This was our first promotion under Pacific Martial Arts, and we got our purple belts here. So it's always an honor to be with them. Daniel receiving his purple belt from Matt Smith, the owner of Pacific Martial Arts. He's a great guy, man. Great mentor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy. I've gone to that guy many times just to talk to him, and he's knowledgeable. I don't know. Have you guys ever sat down and see how many skills this guy has? Like,
I've heard.
it's crazy. Karate,
Judo. Yeah. Insane.
stick fighting.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's it. That's the next class, stick fighting.
He wanted me to go one time. I told him I was busy. Oh!
Oh, what happened there? If I didn't know any better, I'd say that guy's intimidating.
He is intimidating.
That's a young adult right there.
See, that's when the beard was still fresh.
He didn't know. He didn't know this picture was coming up.
No clue. But I am the original wearer of that gi, just to let you guys know. All right, that's my OG gi right there.
This
I don't have that key.
this picture.
It's definitely not sitting in my closet right here.
It's not.
This picture right here, it pretty much symbolized Lewis. Lewis is a very proud Marine. Don't ever call him out on it, but tell us about your time in the service, Lou.
Oh man, that's what started my love of realizing how much I love Madera. I was 17 when I went in. I was 17. I left. I said, I'll never come back to this place. I'm good. I'm out of here. About a year in, I was like, I want to go home. I spent the first year over in North Carolina doing that. Came back. I was actually stationed in San Diego. And then my last year, I caught the tail end of the very first Iraq War. We went over there for cleanup, and it was crazy, man. It was crazy to do that. To think I started at 17. I got out when I was 20. You're just a kid. I came out. I was full of, as they say, full of piss and vinegar, and I was mad at the world. And
He took it out on me a couple times.
I took it out on a lot of people,
Especially me.
Chris is that kind of guy, though,
Yeah.
And I did that. It was 4 years. I did my term. I came back home, and I realized how much I enjoyed being home. Gained a whole bunch of weight, a whole bunch of weight, and it just started trying to find something. Partying all the time, doing that, and
We partied a lot.
We
partied a lot.
maybe we'll get into the time we played
Let's
beer
not
pong
get
with
in-
shots, but
Let's not get into that.
but it's a $1 million experience you wouldn't pay a dime for, is what it is,
And now you're here teaching classes at Madera Martial Arts.
and it's I don't teach the way I was taught in the Marine Corps because I wouldn't fly anymore, but I still have that fire, I still have that burn, and that helps me stay in it with these guys, with these youngsters.
Oh, there's a good look at
Pretty Ricky,
Oh, what am I doing?
Andrew.
What's going on?
So recently, this with the pandemic and nursing and everything, I went to you almost every other day.
Yeah. When is this gonna be over?
Bro? Give me some kind of light. I remember you coming, me telling you, hey, what are we gonna do with the gym? And you coming like, dude, I'm not gonna roll. Like this thing,
Yeah.
we don't know anything about it. It's coming in hot. We should just take some time off and just wait till we get more information. And then,
Yeah.
bam, shut down. Gym shut down. We went no jiu-jitsu for months.
Yeah.
Or not months. It was a couple of weeks, but don't tell no one that. But I remember you telling me, he goes, hey man, we can't let this control our lives.
Yeah.
We got to start living our life. And the minute you told me that, we rolled up the door to my garage and we started rolling, and that was the best day ever.
And we're back in the garage.
We're back in the garage. But how was it for that short period of time that you were at the hospital, just work? You didn't have jiu-jitsu to help you with the stress, and it was really high tension all the time. How did that, not to get this like all like
no worries. So this back in March of 2020 was when the lockdown happened. And I remember coming back from Thailand. I had just come back from Thailand. You did the PKB event that weekend when I came back from Thailand.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, like everything was shut down. And then prior to that, like we didn't really have a lot of information. We knew like, oh, there's a virus from China, it's a respiratory virus. We didn't know a lot. And that's why in the beginning, it's like we should definitely not train because we don't know what's going to happen. But then I was constantly looking up information, like getting more and more information. Like I was deep in like what was happening, treatments. And then finally we started getting cases in Fresno where I work. And then we kind of got a better grip on like what was going on.
Treatments and stuff.
But for that moment when I didn't have jiu-jitsu, it was pretty rough because jiu-jitsu is a pretty big outlet in my life to relieve stress. I played a lot of Animal Crossing in that time because it had just came out. So that got me through like the month or two when I wasn't training.
Watched a lot of Tiger King.
Oh, that too. Yeah, I remember that was the early pandemic. That Tiger King. Yep. But then as soon as it came out that it was only affecting really like diabetics, older people, and that's when I told you like you have to. I see both sides of the token.
Yeah.
The side where it's like you should definitely be safe, but the side of the token where it's like you can't live your life in fear, especially if your percentage of dying is very slim.
So I have a strong belief that you gotta keep people around you that are smarter than you, the people that know more than you. And Daniel was definitely one of those guys that I love around because he's literally a wealth of knowledge. Like he has he knows so much about almost everything, and he's so young, and I don't think I could have gone through this whole last year if it wasn't for you, Daniel. Like if anybody knows, I'm really uppity. Like I'm really like, and Daniel's really calm. So when I'm like, when I teach class, it's really like fire sale. And then I look over to Daniel. I was like, all right, I need to calm down. But it's awesome to have you. Like, I don't know. I consider you a hero, dude, and I consider you a hero for your services, and and it's pretty awesome. But we've been through a lot, right? And we're going to continue to grow.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Who's that guy?
That's Jose Bahaza.
Bahaza, my friend.
The only Brazilian we have in these. The only Brazilian we have in the map. Dude, that guy's awesome. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
He is.
The gym wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for him either. He'll be on the show one day.
It's a one big family.
Yeah.
It's just like Coach Ed says every time he comes over here, like just the atmosphere here is great. It feels like a community.
Yeah.
I really feel, some of it, we all go through struggles. We all go through different things. But like right now, having starting to come back a tough time, and all these guys do is just rally around me. Come on, let's go. And that's what we are. It's just a big family. Just keep on going.
That's why I kind of wanted to bring up this picture, Lewis. So Lewis, for the most part, I mean, he probably doesn't want me to throw out his business, but he's kind of, in all due respects, he's been away from the gym through the pandemic, and he's easing his way back into it. How are you easing your way back into the gym? Like what's your mindset? What's your process? You know, you mentioned a couple times like where they're rallying around you, but what's going on through your head like that while all this is going on? Because you did take a year off, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
You came back, and I I put you through the ringer the first time we rolled, right?
Yeah, true.
And like, what's your mindset on all of that? Like this picture, well, you guys, it was I think on Saturday or on a Sunday, and I told you guys, hey, send me a picture.
Yeah.
And you guys took the picture, and usually Saturdays and Sundays it's for us.
Mhm.
I mean, it's the time that we're taking together and trying to perfect our technique. I didn't get to be there that day, but right now you're, instead of being in the classes, you're taking more of the, you know, let me just ease my way into it. Tell us a little bit behind that.
Yeah, that's exactly it, you know. And in my particular situation, it is a partnership with my wife. You know, we talk, we discuss everything, and first off,
As it should be.
we're fully vaccinated, so that, you know, that helps, and we talk about it. You know, we're slowly starting to get back out into the world. I'm still training at home, doing my things, still keeping in contact with these guys. You know, what are you doing? What are you going over with? And this and this and that. And it's just getting back in. And that's why, you know, I started coming on Saturdays, slowly thinking about it, slowly coming back in. And when we rolled, yeah, put me through the ringer. And that right there was like, man, I just got my butt handed to me. What are you going to do? Oh, we're going to do it again. All right, let's go again. I had another Saturday, same thing. I just felt like I got the floor wiped with me. I was like, man, I felt like a mop. What is going on? And that's your mindset right there. And then I found out where my mindset's at. My mindset says, keep going, you know? So I'm working my way back into it. We are slowly starting to open back up. And I took a year off. I don't regret it. But now I am playing a little catch up. I'm playing catch up. But as I said earlier, with these guys here, man, these guys just say, all right, come on. You're coming along with us. Let's go. And catching up, playing with it, and trying to get back to where I was at, trying to catch these guys, because we all learn off each other.
Yeah.
And no knowledge is held back. It's always shared. And Daniel, Chris, Jose, Chewy, you know, Coach Rich, they're just an open book. It's, hey, here it is. You can learn if you want. And I'm just opening my way back up. For me, it's a mental game. It's a big mental game. The physical part, well, that's easy. The physical part's easy. But the mental game, and that's why I have these guys here. These guys really help me out. And we all stick together. We all support each other in whatever we do. And that's a big, big, big help, you know?
Daniel, did you go through the same kind of the same process when you supposedly took those 2 years off that I don't remember?
Yeah, it was a lot of catch up, especially even from the beginning when I first started doing jiu-jitsu. Like mostly everyone there was training longer than I had, so I've always been playing catch up. Especially after the 2 years, it was like, oh, I really got to play catch up. And then when I broke my finger, I was out for a while too.
We're not going to say who did that.
But that was a huge motivator, trying to play catch up. After I broke my finger, that's when I really felt the fire. Like I definitely have to learn more and get better. And that's when I started drilling like crazy. I started watching instructionals, studying instructionals.
You were out there with the dummy on your own. Yeah.
Doing drills for like an hour or two just on the dummy, like passing the guard.
Yeah.
And that's how I eventually, I think I caught up.
It works.
Yeah.
It works. I mean, I outweigh Daniel by like 40, 50, maybe 60 pounds, but you know, I'm heavier.
Who's counting?
Who's counting?
Maybe even 70.
Maybe. But Daniel ain't no slouch, man. You have to watch out for him when he puts me on my back. I have to be careful. He's passing my guard, and the same thing when I'm on top of him. You know, I outweigh this man. You know, you look at me, you put us next to each other. Oh, this guy's going to smash this dude. But no, his form, his technique, and it's technique over everything. I feel like, and this guy practices it.
We all have, you know, a set of basics that we all learn from, but you take those basics and we all take them in different routes. We all take them in different routes, and we all use them differently, you know. And Daniel has definitely come to his own.
So this is one day. I think that's Coach Brian.
Yeah.
Brian stopped his good friend Coach Troy, and he he stopped by here a couple times at the gym.
Yeah.
Is that George St. Pierre?
No, but Daniel's right there in the middle. Yeah, and then Lewis is at the end. This is one of the rare times that these guys driven out to Fresno.
Yeah, I found that picture on Instagram randomly. I'm like, I think I know where that's at. And then I was like, oh, that's me. Oh, that's Lou. And I think that was around 2013, I want to say, late 2013. I remember Lou and I used to drive over to Thrive. We used to get 32-ounce iced coffee from McDonald's, drink it on the way there, and then just train and then go to Chipotle afterwards and come back.
You know what's crazy and surreal? The first thing when I swiped to see this picture, I'm like, I mean, we still have that same look on our faces. No, honestly, we still have that same look on our face when our coach or when coach like Troy or whoever comes in on the mat and shows us something. Even when I show something, I see Daniel just with his hands behind his back, standing tall, like this dude's doing it all wrong. But I mean, and then Lewis there with his hands, crossed, like. Okay. I always feel like I'm forever going to have that white belt mentality.
Same, yeah.
I talk to the other people. I will forever have a coach. I'm always going to try to find somebody better than me. I mean, this is part of letting our ego go, right?
Yep.
How do you guys feel about that? Like, what's your guys' take on the whole?
Yeah, you got to set your ego aside because you definitely don't know it all. And I mean, at the highest level, it gets a little wishy-washy, especially when you're really good at like Gordon Ryan. But you got to set your ego to the side and learn from others, and also learning from people that are a lower belt color than you sometimes. Because there's like in here, there's people that are really good at wrestling and they're blue or white belts, but you can learn something from them. You can learn from everybody, and when you have the learning, like that white belt mentality, that can really help you grow and go a long way.
Most definitely. You always got to learn. You always pick up something. You pick up something that works for you. You pick up something. It works for you. It doesn't work for someone else. Someone else sees it. Oh, that didn't work out. Well, it works for me. It works for me well. And then you're always going to have to learn because once you stop learning, you might as well walk off the mat.
For sure. So, who's this?
That's my son. That's Tomas. He's earning his stripes right there. He's just finished sweeping the mat. Now he's sanitizing the mat. And
Lewis, I applaud him. He's doing a great service here. He comes in on Saturdays. Him and his kids work out, and his kids do karate, and he comes in here and he helps them train in karate, and then he helps them do jiu-jitsu. He teaches them jiu-jitsu on the side, and he makes them earn their.
You gotta earn your stripes.
Yeah,
you gotta earn your stripes.
Daniel, when you plan on having kids, right?
Probably not.
Never?
No.
Nephews?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have nephews because my little sister wants kids, but kids are not in the picture for me right now.
Would you ever push them into, or let's just say somebody that's somebody close to you that's young, like a really young age? What are the benefits you think would help them as really young kids getting into jiu-jitsu?
I push jiu-jitsu on everybody's kids at work. All the nurses, I tell them, get your kids into jiu-jitsu because it really helps with confidence and also that sense of community. But the handling of pressure and stress is huge.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned before, like when someone is on top of you trying to choke you, especially if they outweigh you, you have to learn how to be calm. And that learning to be calm is priceless. And applying that in real life, those things are priceless. Those are things that you can't get anywhere else.
For sure. And this is the world famous gym right?
This is 4.5 Guys gym.
Back in the garage.
Back in the garage. See the mats right there? Those are the old school blue mats that we used to have.
Oh, those mats I bought online for like $120, some puzzle mats that we had for the longest time. And they finally wore down and we had to switch to the gray ones.
Look at that guy though. His beard is so...
That was the young adult.
That's a young adult.
That's a young adult.
That's a young adult.
This is when Coach Richard got his black belt. Um, we could go as far as back as when uh, we've been affiliated with Coach Richard. You know, back when he was a blue belt,
Yeah.
and then just recently, you guys, we all witnessed him getting his black belt. You know, it's a huge milestone in a person's life.
Oh
But
yeah.
like they said that night, just because you have a black belt doesn't mean it's the end. And then goes back to our white belt mentality thing. I mean, when we get our, if one day we get it, I'm pretty sure he has the same mentality. He's still going to keep
Yeah.
still learning, and he doesn't know it all.
Yeah.
And it was just really cool seeing him get it.
It was very inspiring, motivating that night. I remember I went home that night and I even texted him. I was like, it was very inspirational to see him get his black belt because it's a journey that we've come along. I felt like we're a part of that journey.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
He's brung us all along with it. You know, he's carried us along and got me through many a rough night. You know, trying to get through this here, and to see him get his black belt, it's like, wow, man, I can do it too. You know, I can do it. It's a long, hard road. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
That's pretty much all we got today, guys. Is there anybody else you guys want to give a shout out to, or anything you guys want to add to the podcast? Or
No, just it was great here. Great talking to you guys. You know, shout out to Chewy wherever you're at, man. You know what's going on, man. We need you back here. You know, come on back in.
he'll be in a later show, probably with Jose. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody from the gym. Without everybody in the gym, we wouldn't be able to train. You need partners to train. You can't do it by yourself. I mean, you could train with a dummy, but it'll only take you so far. So shout out to everybody at the gym. Shout out to my supportive girlfriend.
Let's add one more thing, guys. What do you guys have to say to somebody that's on the fence about trying? Like, oh, they see it on TV, they see it on Instagram, they're on the fence, and they're like, hey, I want to go try it. Hey, I just Googled, there's a gym here in Madera that does it. Like, should I, what kind of word of inspiration do you guys got for them?
It is intimidating, especially you come and look at the class. You see a bunch of guys trying to choke each other, someone screaming at them, making you run sprints.
Me.
It is very intimidating. But when I look back when I started jiu-jitsu, like when I had that social anxiety, sometimes you just have to jump off the deep end to learn how to swim.
For sure.
And if you do it, it's going to be very rewarding, and you won't regret it. As long as you're safe, it is a road that is very rewarding.
Yeah, it really is rewarding. You know, it comes down to the ego. You know, you have to have the absolute confidence not to be number two, but jiu-jitsu, you also realize that there is no number one. You know, and you keep pushing yourself. Once you come in and give it a shot, you'll find out what you're made of.
There's one thing that me and Lewis didn't touch on. Me and Lewis were literally started this journey together. Literally the first day we signed up together. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm only going to do this for about a month or two. And then,
If I may, the exact quote was, we were walking down the hallway, we were talking, our first day of MMA, and Chris turns over and looks at me and says, hey, man, I'm probably going to do this for about 30 days or so.
yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want that payment every month. That's my big. I was like, I don't want to pay for it.
Hey, but he wasn't lying because that or so is years.
Or so, yeah, there we go. And then here we are, guys. And so
We're still in the or so part.
we're still doing it. We're still going strong. We got a strong brotherhood here, and I appreciate you guys for everything you guys do for me and the gym. I know a lot of the members here look up to you guys, and on behalf of them, we appreciate you guys and thank you guys for your guys' services here, and happy training.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. See you next time.